Well, this is Mike Lahey.
Hello.
I'm Joe Tucker. We play in a band called Roundelay. It's a song called Ferris. Here it is in acoustic form. You start, right?
Oh, right. That is correct. I will start now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Up there too long, you might feel like you're drowning. You don't know who you are. 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 Said you thought you heard voices, and I know what you mean. Can you feel all those choices calling out what you need? They don't know who you are. 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 Can you feel it? I'm coming home. I'm at a loss of words. Whoa! Where do you go? Now that you know, where do you go? Enough. I can't get enough. I've got these ghosts, but my love is not enough. We are lost in the falling rain. We are lost in the fog again. Where do you go now that you know? Where do you go? Enough. I can't get enough. I've got these ghosts. My love is not enough.
Okay, your turn.
Well, the guys from
Hey, what's up? I'm sitting here with Joe and Mike from Roundelay. Thanks for coming down and performing for us. I guess
Hello.
it's not really every day you could see Roundelay play, such a stripped-down acoustic version of arrangement of those songs.
I've never seen us play.
I've never, and not even with an acoustic
Not
guitar.
live.
I had to find the acoustic guitar in my house for this.
Wow.
I just mean in the sense that while you're playing, you can't watch yourself play.
Ah, true.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. I think Kanye said that too.
I think what Kanye said was that I think the biggest shame of his life would be that he would never see himself live.
Oh, I don't mind it so much that we don't see ourselves.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I've seen you guys, so you can take it from, I guess, my position that it's pretty good.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. And thanks for coming down and playing today.
Well, it's our pleasure.
So obviously you're fresh off the release of your last album, or sorry, I shouldn't say last album. I hope it's not your last album.
Latest.
most
The
recent,
latest,
you meant by
most
that.
recent album. There just might be enough time. You dropped that back in right before Christmas, I believe.
Yeah, December something.
And
14th, I think.
And obviously, big fan of Roundelay, and big fan of all the albums. This one stacks up very nicely with the rest. Obviously, a welcome addition to the catalog. A little bit less pleased it took so long for you guys to pop that thing out. I think it's been over a decade. Is my math right there?
Yeah, probably.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, about that. Maybe even 11. Was it? No,
Yeah, I
no, it's
think-
exactly a decade. I think almost. Yeah.
Which is that done on purpose?
No.
Did Roundelay just become a band that puts out a record every decade now?
Well,
Maybe.
Well, we don't know now
We'll
because
find out, I guess.
Yeah.
in 10 years we'll let you know.
I'll be here.
You know.
So, guys, honestly, it's been over a decade since the last record.
Yeah.
There's been numerous life changes, I would imagine, since the last time the release of the self-titled cut.
Yeah.
Would it be safe to say that this Roundelay record would be, for lack of a better expression, the adult version of its predecessors, given the fact that, and I'm not talking so much about musicality, but the manner in which it was dealt, you guys have kind of dealt with the challenges of getting it made. The logistics and the geography, the sort of life circumstance challenges that you all get. I find that this record, and from what I've learned from the production of it, shows a mature, sort of progressive approach to making a record. Can you talk to me a little bit about why or how, perhaps, given all the hurdles and the challenges, it was time to release a new Roundelay record?
That's a really good question. So the time, really, after... for a while, we had problems with drummers getting jobs and moving away.
Have you seen Spinal Tap?
It's essentially a Spinal Tap situation, and we actually even recorded a bit that we were going to release. I think Brad still has it. At some point, he'll release it. We actually learned the lines from when the scene in Spinal Tap, where they talk about what happened to the drummers, and we acted it out in horrible British accents.
During the Flower People period, who was your drummer?
Stumpy's replacement, Peter James Bond, he also died in mysterious circumstances. We were playing a
Festival?
Jazz Blues Festival. Where was that?
Blues Jazz, really.
Blues Jazz Festival.
It was that was in the Isle of Lucy.
The Isle of Lucy.
Isle of
Jazz
Lucy.
and Blues Festival.
And it was tragic, really. He exploded on stage.
Just like that. It just went up.
He just was like a flash of green light, and that was it. Nothing was left.
Look at his face.
Well, there was.
It's true. This
true.
really did
There was a
happen.
little green globule on his drum seat.
It's like a stain, really.
It was more of a stain than a globule, actually. And
You
it
know,
was,
dozens of people spontaneously combust each year. It's just not really widely reported.
Or what was the question again about the record?
The question was, given all the challenges that you guys had to overcome in order to put it out, why did it seem important, or why, at least after 10 years, was it time to put out a new Roundelay record?
Right. So I think a few years ago, we had songs that were like half written and half recorded, like in demos. With Brad moving away for work and Logan moving away for work.
So Brad's the bass player. He's been in the band since the early
Beginning.
days for sure.
Yeah,
the very
yeah.
beginning. There you go.
Mhm.
And Logan's the drummer, not
Yes.
the one he's the drummer that hasn't left yet. Is what you're saying.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was
Logan
our-
Wall and Brad Nichols.
Yes.
So they no longer live here. So maybe what is best to do is kind of give us a little brief history of Roundelay, and I guess obviously it's assumed now that they have moved away. But you guys stuck here, and I assume the band wasn't quite active. Obviously, you didn't replace these members.
I think the simplest way to put it is we went through a long period of replacing drummers and a period of momentum dying, and then Brad took up an opportunity in BC that he couldn't turn down, and it just seemed natural at the time, and we never said we're done. We just kind of went with that for a while, and a lot of time went by, a few years, and then someone threw it out. I don't even know which one of us said, like, let's apply to play La Vanya. Do a show, not a reunion show, just play again. comeback special, if you will.
That was a show, I think it was 2 years back, and I had
Yeah.
Trailer Camp, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we played
that's
with
right,
Trailer Camp.
That was
Yeah,
killer.
we used to play with all the time too, and it was kind of the same deal for them. Although I don't know if they're still doing it, but at that point we talked, like, oh, we're here doing this, like we actually have an album's worth of songs that never got to see the light of day that I think we all love. Why don't we record them, despite our, our troubles with distance?
And
Yeah,
yeah,
for
and
sure.
the internet is way better now.